I used to have to self-medicate for my PTSD symptoms. I'd just had a most unusual experience once, and I was wakened with voices in my head. The room was empty, and I thought to myself, it's just another bad dream. But my hands were shaking, my mind was alert, and I discovered a truth. I know that in my heart I understand things so well that it could kill me. I pretend that those things didn't happen. I hope I'm wrong, but the truth burns through my soul and sears my being. I try to think of other things and other times, but this fucking specter of the gray, foreboding thoughts lingers with me. It sinks its teeth into the marrow of my mind. After all the sunlight has faded, after I've locked the door, I'm still here, floundering, stumbling, falling, but still here. I had a rough trip today. I was rode hard and put up wet, and I felt the years and the miles today. But I'm still here, looking for a place to get off this fucking train of life. Got any suggestions? Came along right after that. I was thinking about the Chinese water torture. It was a little trick we had to learn while we were going through Marine Corps training. They'd give you just a little taste of whatever you might be subjected to if you were captured. I sometimes think the damn stuff we went through was worse than ever being captured. But anyway, they made little terrorists out of us. I wrote this some years later about that experience called Chinese water torture. Water dripping in a bucket or your forehead. A doctor of psychology and mathematics told me it's called Chinese water torture. That's what it is, he said. He said they have all the time, the knowledge, and the money. He said they would win. I said no, they wouldn't, but I was young then. But the drip is still here, in the bucket, or is it on my forehead? Have they won? How do you know when it's over? Is there silence? But now I still hear the drip. Chinese water torture. The Marines taught us this. They made us take it. A drip becomes an explosion, a blinding light. Simply water. A head held immobile. Drip, drip, drip. Insanity first, or death later. Or is it death first and insanity later? It's the Chinese water torture. Drip, drip, drip. I used to go down to the Napoli bus station to make my connection. You could go there just about any time of the day or night. There'd be these young kids running around there. If you had enough nerve and money, you could go up the street there in Napoli and get just about anything you wanted. But after you got it, you had to have the nerve and sometimes some more money to get back. Well, old Joe had gone up the street to make a score, and he had a bad habit of doing it all before he got back. Yours and his. Well, I didn't really want to go that night. I didn't feel like I was up for it. Joe went down. He decided to go ahead and jam it all. Well, I found him up the street. He's still shaking. Have you ever held someone as their life is ending? I remember holding my friend Joe as he died. I tried to give him my life. I pleaded with that young man to hang on. There was no struggle, no words, only the sound of my sobbing as he died looking right at me. He was 26. He had used heroin too long the last time. He used him up. They buried him in Napoli, Italy, in a place for indigents. I didn't know his last name. I only knew him a month, but he was one hell of a poet. We'd hang out down by Piazza Dante, and boy, he could really rip off a good one right after he calmed down after he had shot, before he got too sick. I knew he was dead when I found him, and you can never forget the smell or look of death just before it happened. He never said a word. He just looked at me. There wasn't a goddamn thing I could do but hold him, and I believe he heard me and felt me before he died. When I hugged his face to my chest, he never stopped looking at me. My tears ran down his face. Even now, I feel his eyes talking to me, asking me why the pain didn't go away, asking me why it was him, asking me to help him, asking me to be his friend, asking me why. When Joe wasn't feeling too bad right after he hit before he got sick, he could also play a harmonica damn good. Some of Joe's words are in my writing, and all of Joe is in my memory. I have seen too many Joes across the world. But we only see and hear and feel and touch and hold each other. Turn the goddamn page. What a price some pay. I was the only one at his funeral. I wonder, is this my destiny?